You know, jig fishing is like this. You know, you go in there and, all right, grumpy. There's another indicator that there's a lot of bait fish in your pond. Blue heron grumpus giving you trouble. It doesn't hurt my feelings. He was sitting on this point. We're definitely gonna drift around and fish where he was fishing. Seemed pretty upset about having to leave. Maybe it'll pay off. Anyway, I kind of fish this on a jig setup because I'm fishing it like a jig most of the time. Just shaking it on the bottom, dragging it on the bottom. One of my favorite presentations with it. Caught some nice fish doing this. I'll show you. Pick out this isolated structure in there. Get a cast in there. Let that marinate. I'm using my line right now to watch for strikes. Keep the line straight to the bait, but not moving it. I don't know if you guys can see that. You know, now I'll move it. Oh, got hung on a stick. That's okay. It pulled off that stick, and that gave it some speed, and that's good. That's exactly what I want. A little bit of speed down to, and then a fall. Now I'll lift it, maybe jig it down to a fall. All right. Now a lot of times if I'm fishing with a jig, I'll just pick that up and bring it in. But with this Bellows gill, what I'll start doing now is just really slow roll it so it's just dragging the bottom. And especially from the kayak, I like this technique because I can really feel it, that this big heavy hook, it never gets hung. It always sits. It gets pulled down a little bit sometimes, but it always sits with the hook upright, and it doesn't get snagged up. So it allows me on the way back to be fishing the bait all the way back, which is good. The more time the bait's in the water, the better. But it also allows me to feel the bottom, and it gives me a great deal of feel. And like, especially a lake like this, just one little piece of structure, like many times I'll catch a fish out here off of like a limb that blows in. It's just a floating piece of structure. It's not really permanent, and fish will go right to those things. Weird things like that get in the water, they'll go right to them. And this will allow you to feel those limbs and pieces of structure that you normally wouldn't be there. I fish out here a lot, so I kind of know where everything is. But if I find something like that, I'll make sure to fish it 2 or 3 times in that day. Now, right now, it felt like mud, but now I'm starting to get into some rock. And as I'm slow rolling this across the bottom, I can feel it jumping. You can kind of see that rod tip jumping now, because I'm coming through some little, like, you know, cobbly rock. That looks like a strike. I never even felt that fish grab it. He just started off with it like crazy. There we go. All right, not a bad one. Well, he got his lip pretty good. Wee, chunky little fish. I don't really need to get a weight on him. It's all right. Just get a good close up here, and then a good release. How about that? That is not good, son. Come on, one time. Oh, better. Much better. That fish jumped on it on the drag again. All right. Let's see what we're working with. Choked it. Absolutely choked it.
All right. I have no idea what that one weighs, but we're definitely gonna weigh it. Got my weigh net here. Easy, big girl. Let's see where she pulls it down to. You see that scale's going down to about 9, a little over 9. Looks like. No, a little over 8. Let's get you some air. I know you're tired, baby. I'm tired. Whew, that is a nice fish. All right, see if I can get a decent weight. I'm gonna call her 8 and not quite 9 pounds.